Hi, everyone. In this video, I would like to go over data preparation and data cleaning process of the data set that we will collect or we have collected from the online survey. So this is the data, the survey, and I'm going to download when we have several responses. So I expect to have hundreds of responses. So we are going to uh, I'm going to download it and then share it with you and send you the raw data. So for you, if you do a survey study and you use an online survey like this one for another study or for another work that you do at your workplace, this is how it's going to look from an administrative perspective. And then you will find the responses. They are going to be here. And then you can click on view the sheet. And when you click on view the sheet, this is how your data file will look like. It's going to look like an Excel spreadsheet. So far I have only one, but by the time we arrive, we reach the deadline for that assignment, we will have hundreds of those. So I'm going to download the file for you from here, and I will go to download and Microsoft Excel, and then I can just save it for you somewhere, right? But it has to be somewhere where I can find it. This is just for an illustration. So when you open the file, this is how it's going to look like. So it's going to look like this. This is the raw data. And I already have it here as an example for you. And you notice that it has the timestamp when this person filled out the survey, and it has all the data that we need. Okay, so it's all collected here. And now you notice that we have the name of the question or the exact question statements here in the row, in the first row, which is the names of the columns. So the best way to start cleaning the data is to select the columns or the name, the first row until here. And when we select it, we copy, Control C to copy, and then we want to create a dictionary, a data dictionary, right? So for me, what I will do is I will come here and then I will right click and transpose. That way I can have the questions, and then I will start actually creating my data dictionary. So this one's the timestamp. You can just put it there. And then the name of the student who requested. So you can just call this one timestamp. I'll just put it here. So what would be this one here would be the name of the variable. I'm going to call it name of the variable, and we don't need this one, but I will put it here just because I need to copy and paste those ones from here and put them back into the raw data sheet. So this one, we can just call it name. And now for those questions, I need to again go to my survey instrument just to see which variable was for each of those questions. So this first question was about inclusion. So I can just call it inclusion 1, because that's the first question. And then all the way to inclusion 8. Just double check so that I always feel like I'm part of this team at work. Yes, so that's so for this question, I would like you to choose. So this question here is the attention. The attention question, I'm just going to highlight it in yellow because I want. So the attention question here is basically to indicate for us whether the person who took the survey was really paying attention or not. So we asked that the person who is taking the survey to select disagree. So if they are paying attention, they will select disagree. If they are not paying attention, they will select something else. So this will indicate for us whether we want to remove that observation from our data set. Definitely we need to remove it because they were filling it out without and attention, which basically is useless data. So we want to make sure that our data has quality, and attention question helps improve the quality of our data. So now let's look at the next question here. So I always complete the work specified, so that's performance. So again, I will just give it a name here, labels. So performance 1, and then I will move on. So I have performance all the way to 5. So you got the idea. So this is, I already have done all of the rest of you, so you can actually go on and continue from here. But the other one is I want to include here another column, which is basically the scale dictionary. What did we use here for the scale? So for this one, I will just put it here for me because I need to encode the scale. So for this one, I'll just put it here. So then I will say the rest of them, I used strongly disagreed, strongly agree from 1 to 5. So I'll put that one there. So if you notice that in my data dictionary here that I have done, so because I don't want to take time to do all of them, but I already did it for you. So you will notice that I have inclusion all the way to 8, the dictionary performance, and then the second, the next question here, healing, I called it healing from 1 to 4. And then the social media, I called it here addictive use. And then social media name here, which is basically which social media you use on a regular basis, and it can give you several options you can select, right? And then for stress, so the next question is stress, and then you have 3 questions on stress, and then 2 questions on sleep quality, attention, and then you have health. And then remember here, the scales are different. It starts from never to always. Starts from never to always. So I'll just correct that one. So never to always, and you can always come and see them from here actually. So from never, I'll just put it here. Click, highlight. What I'm going to do is just make sure that it is here because I will need this when I am coding my data in the other file, other sheet. So here for health from 1 to 10, 1 poor to 10 excellent, and the shoe size again that would be used for common method bias, and then isolation has also its own codes and so on. But you got the idea here, so you can follow this one. Now, for since we already have here our codes, our we call them names or variable names. So what I will do is I will select from timestamp all the way to the GPA. And then we'll go to the sheet or the raw data, which is this one. So this is the raw data. So what I will do is I will do the same thing, transpose, and then now I have the exact or correct names for each of the columns, and I call them inclusion 1, inclusion 2, inclusion 6 and 7. So for you, since if we have a question that has multiple, let me close this one. We can talk about that later. But this is what you have right now. And since we have the codes here in the data dictionary, go back. So this is the data dictionary. So for us, we start from 1, which is strongly disagree. The way you can clean this data is you can Control F and find and replace. Strongly agree is 5, right? And then you can say replace all, but you need to start from strongly agree or strongly disagree first. That way you don't, so you say strongly agrees And then agree would be 5. So based on what we have here. So agree, strongly agree is number 5, agree is number 4. So when you have all the data, this will actually change it, find and replace. So this is a risky way, but you have to do it with really careful and paying close attention to it. You can use the VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. You can use the if statement if you want to do it. But this one, I found it to be the fastest way, but we need to do it with very focused attention. And then strongly this agree will be 1. Place oops, maybe I made a mistake or and it looks like I didn't have any selection, but in your case it will work. But because in my observation that I felt, none of them was strongly disagree, so it couldn't find it. So for strongly, for disagree, it is number 2, which is based on here. Disagree 2 represents disagree. So I'll say place all. Looks like I didn't select disagree, but you get the idea. This is how we clean the data. You can do the same thing also this way to do for never, and very infrequently, neither infrequently, very frequently, and always, right? You can do the same thing here. But you will need to be very careful when you are doing this, because the sleeve is different here. So always is 5 here, yeah. But so that's how we convert those text into numbers, because this one looks like that's why. So that's basically how you convert the text into numbers. And this is how your data dictionary should look like. And then I have provided you also with more videos, of how to clean the data and how to go about it. And I will also show you when we are done with calculating. So for example, here, after you are done with cleaning the data, you can then create your own variables. So for example, for inclusion total, or average, so we need average. So you will need to get the average for each variable, because this is what we are going to use. Right, the same thing for any variables that has multiple items, multiple questions. So multiple items, like for performance, you will need to create after you are done with cleaning all the text and changing it to numbers, right? Then you can create performance average, and then you average whatever the items for performance. The healing also, you create an average, because we need only one variable, because we're going to use Excel. We're not going to use advanced statistical techniques such as structured equation modeling. Excel will do the work, and that's what I really want you to use the Excel for. If you want to use regression, or you want to use t-test, or you want to use ANOVA or chi-square, whatever is the test that you want to use, we are going to do it this way. So that's all that I wanted to go over, and we are going again. I will have office hours also. Please check the syllabus for the office hours, and then you can always come and talk to me, and I will be happy to answer any questions for you. But this will be a great way to get your hands dirty with data, and experience the creation of data from scratch all the way to reporting results and making decisions based on your data analysis. All right, I will talk to you soon.